A very good evening, everyone. Buonasera. Welcome, everyone, to Opera Choruses. I'm going to turn the acoustic off, actually. We'll leave that to later on. How wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight in what is a very, very special, a unique event, really. Self-Isolation Choir is singing opera. And, well, it's the first time we've attempted anything quite like this, moving into the realm of the stage, everyone. And I do hope you're excited. I've been reading your comments. Lots of people saying they're looking forward to indulging their inner diva. And, you know, if you've been keeping a lid on that side of your personality for years, you've been singing in choirs, and you've always wanted to let go and really engage with your music operatically, well, this is the place to be. We have some incredible music ahead of us. 5 absolute classics of the operatic repertoire. We're going to be singing everything from, we're going to play the roles of gypsies, we're going to play the roles of cigarette girls, ladies, we're going to be singing for a baby as they sleep, we're going to be singing a bright drinking song, and of course, a beautiful hymn to our homeland in pensiero, and so much more besides, everyone. It's just so exciting to be sat in front of you. Now, we're not starting officially for 5 minutes or so I'm going to have a chat with many of you in a minute. Just need to check that all the tracks are playing. But wonderful, wonderful to see you all. And at least I know you can hear me because you heard the orchestra warming up, so that's really good. Let's just have just a little bit of each of the tracks. I'll be introducing you to each of our singers as we go through on our launch this evening, as well as our pianist Chris, and more besides. But this is the preview. So let me just check. This is the Anvil chorus. Oh, marvelous! A bit of the Brindisi. Here we go. Marvelous. Habanera. Lovely. And the humming chorus. Splendid. And va pensiero. Fabulous. And that's all I need to play. Let me just double check on my phone here that it's all coming through. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Get to the music. When can we sing? Can we sing now? Fabulous. I think it's all working. Good, 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 good. Everything's working. How splendid. Well, a very good evening to all of you. As I said, we're starting officially in 5 minutes. This is my chance to catch up with you and find out how you're doing. I recognise a lot of lovely names waiting very, very patiently, talking about, do we have an anvil? We'll talk more about that in a few minutes. But let's just say you'll be raiding the kitchen for your anvils, folks. So if you're here but you're not in the comments, it's so lovely to see. If you're watching later on Catch Up, and I know many of you are, well, just thanks so much for being part of this course. Mark has texted me through the number of people, and drum roll please, 318 people as of right now signed up, so that's a big opera chorus. You'd need a big stage to get everyone together on that, so fabulous. We're going to have an enormous wall of sound, that SIC sound, really, where we get the clarity and diction, all of the lovely words, all of the lovely Italian and French. Okay, we're not singing any of these things in English. A lot of you, I think, are going to be looking forward to the humming chorus, just because I think we're not going to have to work particularly hard, I don't think, at the pronunciation of that. But lots and lots of fun to be had. And if you've never sung in French or Italian before, please don't worry. We're going to take things at a reasonable pace. We're not going to rush through it. You can have plenty of time to practice, and there's lots and lots and lots of fun to be had. We're going to look this evening, one of the first things we're going to look at is how to roll your R's, ladies and gentlemen. And I would normally at this point ask you, if sat in front of me, I'd say, how many of you can roll your R's? And rather than people putting their hand up and say, oh, I can roll my R's, everyone, I bet a number of you have done this already, just purr at me. So if you did that, please let me know in the comments, because it never fails. Every single time. And if you've never really been able to get a handle on rolling your R's, we're going to work on it this evening and really across the next couple of weeks. And it is something you absolutely can learn, and you're going to need lovely rolled R's for all your lovely Italian. And we've got some astonishing musicians taking part in the project. I'll be telling you about them, showing their photos up on screen. And don't forget, this evening, in just 2.5 hours' time, you're going to be meeting the great Donald Palumbo, who is the chorus master at the Met Opera in New York. And Mark and I have had some really wonderful Zoom chats with him. I've had the honour of spending a couple of hours talking with him over Zoom, over FaceTime, helping him get sat up, getting his advice. And he is just the most fantastic chap. He really is. He's so very warm, lovely sense of humour, hugely experienced, everybody. I mean, he has forgotten more about opera than I will ever know. You know, he really is an amazing person to have on the course. So he is going to be talking to us live from his dressing room in Chicago, where he currently is rehearsing with an opera company there ahead of the Met opening up again in September. It's all looking very, very good over there, which is fantastic. Lots of people purring. Thank you very much indeed. Purring at you, lucky gentlemen. Look at this. Lots and lots of purring. Oh, wonderful stuff. Well done, Nicola. Well done, Sue. Well done, Susanna, Emma, Dave, fabulous, Rosemary, Terry, Carolyn, Angela. Fantastic. Lots and lots of purrs. Rosalind purred at me. Mary. Thank you very much indeed. Ruth says she almost gave up Italian once because she couldn't roll her up, but can manage now. Well, you're exactly the kind of person I'd like to hear from, Ruth. And thank you for your email the other day. Just really, there are so many different ways to kind of get going in your mouth. And I'm going to give you a couple of suggestions, but I'd appreciate from someone who's had to learn, not someone who just did it as a child, but someone who's had to learn some techniques. That would be really helpful. Wow, so lots and lots of people online, well over 100 people. Philomene is going for a swim later, but we'll miss Donald live, but please do watch it. Nikki, does he have a New York accent? Yes, but I'm not, honestly, just wait till you meet him. He's just the nicest gentleman with the most phenomenal experience. He's going to talk to us about these 5 opera choruses and share with us his vast experience and hopefully lots of advice as well. And he'll be talking to us again later on in the course. So much to look forward to. So everyone, we're going to get started in under a minute. How exciting. Do please, as always, keep the chat going. Just a little aside, just if you'll allow me, those of you who were at Joe Forbes' The Strange wonderful session on how to keep the music playing, thank you so much for being so welcoming and so lovely to her. She had the most fantastic time. I spoke to her on the phone after the launch and she was just over the moon and can't wait to get started. So thank you. Well done, everyone, for being nice to the new teacher. So I think we should begin because it's 5 o'clock here in the UK. It's officially the start of the course. So can I please ask you to carry on chatting, as I say, but now let's bid your lovely comments adieu and officially welcome you all, ladies and gentlemen, to the opera. And I do hope you are as excited as we are for this brand new venture. Mark and I have been talking about this for a long time. We've come up with various ideas that almost made it to the stage and were shelved in favour of other things. This is a big step for us. We're so looking forward to taking you through these 5 choruses. And then early next year, we're going to be putting on Cavalleria Rusticana, which is going to be the most amazing full opera, which we're going to teach and learn and then record and enjoy here on SIC. Now, let me tell you a little bit about how this course is going to work. We're back at 5 p.m. here in the UK, so this is kind of my regular time slot. So we're going to have our rehearsals as always during the week. Now, I should have looked up the running order. And I'm just going to do that because I want to say soprano, alto, tenor, bass, but I want to just confirm that. So I'm going to get up the universal link, which is my great opportunity to remind you that we have the universal link. Now, you see, it's not in that order. We have the tenors tomorrow, then the basses, then the sopranos, and the altos. Okay, so it's TBSA in that order. So I'm going to be with the tenors tomorrow at 5, then the basses on Wednesday, and the sopranos on Thursday, and the altos on Friday. And then next week we'll have a full choir rehearsal, just like this one, on the Monday. And then it is tenors, basses, sopranos, and altos. TBSA. That's the order, and that is how we're going to learn it. So 5 p.m. over the next couple of weeks, and by the end of it, you will know 5 wonderful, wonderful opera choruses. And I'm going to be playing them to you this evening. We have just the most incredible array of music. I mean, the thing is about opera, we have, someone's written, when do we start? Marvellous. The thing about opera is, I mean, the word opera means work. I mean, in every sense, both the effort you have to put in order to achieve it, and the end result, the thing that you produce, the work. And the thing I find so exciting and so engaging about opera is it is a combination, a wonderful amalgam of all of the artistic styles. So it's music, it's drama, it's dance, it's literature, it's set design, it's everything, all together in one beautiful package. Now, the 5 choruses that we are looking at over the course of the next 2 weeks are the Anvil chorus. We're going to learn the Brindisi. We're going to learn the Habanera, the humming chorus, and we're going to learn Va Pensiero. Okay, so I'm going to play these for you this evening. I'll give you a little bit of a background to each of them. If any of you have experienced the full operas that these wonderful works come from, well, do please share these, share your experiences here in the comments, and also, of course, on the forum. But before we get started, everyone, I'd just like to tell you a little bit about the amazing team we have working with us. And we're immensely grateful for the support, to begin with, of the London Festival Opera, led by Mr. Philip Blake-Jones, who is an old friend of Mark's and a new friend of mine. He's just been amazing. I don't know if he's here tonight, but Philip, thank you ever so much for everything you've done to bring this course to fruition. He's worked immensely hard to engage the singers and the wonderful pianist, and helped us put this all together. So thank you so much to Philip. Now, let me show you and introduce you to our cast, ladies and gentlemen. So we have 4 amazing opera singers who have laid down these tracks, again, all in isolation. Nobody met in the creation of these tracks. And so we're delighted to have Catherine Blumenthal sing for us. She is our soprano, and you can see on the SIC website, you can read her wonderful CV. But she's a 2-time Metropolitan Opera District winner, and she's won all sorts of competitions. She is absolutely brilliant. We're also delighted to welcome Hannah Pedley, who is our mezzo-soprano, who studied at the Royal Northern College of Music, and again, amazingly experienced, wonderful, wonderful singer. We have Robin Lynn Evans, who is a postgrad at the Royal College of Music, and an amazing singer. Oh, so my mouse is getting a bit sticky here. And finally, we have Hakan Vlamso, who is an amazing baritone, and his, all 4 of these incredible singers, their voices blend so beautifully on our recording. Now, Chris is our pianist, and he has recorded all of these wonderful tracks for us on his Steinway, ladies and gentlemen. Sparing no expense. He has done an astonishing job at capturing a huge amount of the colour and richness of these wonderful, wonderful pieces. So, as always, we're going to be learning these tracks. We're going to be recording them, and then we will combine them in the studio as we do, and then we will look forward to hearing them all put together in what is going to be a truly unique event. Now, in terms of the pieces and when we're going to study them, I think what I'll do is I'll tell you that after I've played you a couple of the tracks. Now, you all have, I hope, the universal link, and therefore you should all have your scores. If you don't have your scores, can you please let us know here in the comments, or if you can please write to Mark at the usual address, and he will send you that all-important universal link. At the very top it says download your score pack here, and there you will find our score pack, obviously. Now, we're working hard on enhancing what we've sent to you. I'm sure Mark won't mind me saying we are putting together a pronunciation guide, which is going to be really, really helpful for all of you in terms of the Italian and the French, as well as translations. So those are incoming. Mark Cease, who would normally would publish that for us, is on a well-deserved holiday until Wednesday. So bear with us a couple of days, folks, just while we get that all together. But there will be a pronunciation guide which you can listen to and will really help you. In the meantime, just to say, if you Google the name of the piece and then pronunciation guide, you will find there are plenty out there that you can listen to until ours are published. All right, everyone. Now, let's have a listen to our very first piece in the pack. If you could all grab that for me. We are going to do some singing a bit later on. Just to say, we're going to have a look at the humming chorus all together. But first of all, let's just enjoy listening. And if you would like to sing along, if you're warmed up and ready to go, then let's have a little sing through the Brindisi from La Traviata by Verdi. And this is the most wonderful, joyous, bouncy, lively opening to our pack of songs. And obviously, one of the things about opera is you get all of the emotions, you get all of the drama and the comedy and love and tragedy. And of course, La Traviata is a tragedy. And Violetta does, spoiler alert, she does die in the end. She spends most of the opera, in fact, dying of TB or consumption, as it's known. And so this is from very early on in the opera. And it's a song of joy, very much in anticipation of the tragedy at the end. That's going to be a recurring theme throughout tonight. So let's enjoy with our wonderful, wonderful singers. I'm going to bid them adieu, and I'm just going to go full screen again. I'm going to conduct along. So if you could please turn to your first piece, which is on page 3 of our pack, and let's sing and enjoy the Brindisi. Here we go, everyone.
Libiamo negli lieti calici che la bellezza infiora e là fuggevo l'ora s'inebria voluta. Libiame dolci fremiti che suscita l'amore, poiché quella che ha al cuore onnipotente va. Libiamo, amor fra i calici più calima ci avrà. Libiamo, amor fra i calici più calima ci avrà. Tra voi saprò di vivere, temo mio giocondo, tutto è follia del mondo, ciò che non ne piace, con trionfo girò miedo
My goodness me. What a way to start, ladies and gentlemen. And please don't be concerned if you found that difficult to follow. I mean, it goes from one line to 15 to 2 to 5. We will, of course, be taking that through very, very carefully. I will explain exactly what's going on at every point. But just to get that wonderful, wonderful music ringing in your ears, you're going to find these tunes are playing constantly in your head over the next couple of weeks. They are the ultimate earworms, and just so absolutely gorgeous. Now, Verdi's writing, of course, is so masterful that he manages to create the most engaging and wonderful melodies out of the relatively simple harmonies underneath. Having said that, though, there's some really cracking bits of harmony in there as well. There is literally something for everyone. Now, speaking of that, as it's SIC, we're going to do things perhaps a little bit differently. Now, of course, we're going to learn all of the chorus parts, and we're going to ask you please to record those. But we're also going to teach you the solo parts as well. And this is something that we do. Those of you that have sung with me before, things like the Mozart Requiem and Elijah, where we've just decided, well, as Mark would say, why not? We will teach you these solo parts. And if you would like to, it's entirely optional, of course, but if you would like to record yourself singing these solo parts along with our wonderful singers, and you've heard now just how amazing they are, submit that. We will mix two versions. Okay, one is what Mark referred to it as, we'll have the school photo with everyone wearing their school uniform and all looking smart. That is the first version, where you will be the chorus and our wonderful soloists will sing the solo parts. But we'll then have a version, maybe for the summer party, where we all maybe dress up in silly costumes and everyone sings everything. So this is an entirely optional thing to do, but it'll be a lot of fun. And if you've never had a chance to sing these solos, this is your chance to sing a choral version, an operatic chorus version of these solos. Now, that's our first piece. If you would turn now to the second piece, we're going to move from Italian now to French. We're going to go to a tobacco factory in Spain. And we're going to enjoy the incredible Habanera. And I introduced you to our wonderful singers, our four phenomenal singers, but I quite deliberately left somebody out just because we've got a very special guest singing Habanera for us. And I know many of you are familiar with her. And if you've just been listening to How to Keep the Music Playing, well, you already know. We have the wonderful Helen Charleston, who has sung this Habanera for us. And it is just magical. And so our four singers are the chorus for this, and Helen is Carmen for us. And I mean, you couldn't ask for better casting, and certainly couldn't ask for a better performance. She is mesmerizing in this role. And so if you would follow this one along, now again, you're going to have the option of, well, everyone's going to record the chorus for us, okay? And we'll go through the pronunciation. There'll be a pronunciation guide. We'll work on it nice and slowly and make sure everyone's happy. You'll record those chorus parts for us. But then, ladies, in particular, if you would like to record Carmen's part along with Helen, we will mix it all together for the fancy dress version, shall we say. Okay, so I'm going to go back to full screen and just check how everyone's doing in the comments. Lots of people. The emojis are absolutely marvelous. The cigarettes are out. And yes, please don't be inspired by this. The fact that you're cigarette girls, please don't be inspired to start smoking, for goodness sake. Okay, here we go, everyone. Here's the Habanera. Enjoy. And... Isn't that just stunning, everybody? My goodness me. Oh, we're going to have so much fun. And the emojis and the comments are absolutely brilliant. Hard to sing with a rose in your mouth, says Alison. Well, we'll try. Helen is quite good, isn't she, Nikki? She is absolutely phenomenal. And what I love is so far already we've got two very different styles, very different characters. And it's one of the things, of course, about singing opera is rather than channeling a piece of music to try and do what the composer has intended, whether you're singing a great work or a lovely piece of jazz or a bit of ABBA, for example, here we are playing a role. And we can inhabit that character. And the more you can inhabit that character at home, everyone, well, the better it will sound. And so we'll be talking all about that as we go through the week. But I'd encourage you to start thinking about the different roles that we're going to ask you to play. We've gone from a sort of slightly aristocratic ball here to really common as muck, people on the street, singing, and that seductive, sultry sound that Helen has managed to get there. And the sad thing, of course, about Carmen is that Bizet himself died after only a couple of dozen performances. He never got to appreciate how popular it would become. In fact, I believe it was somewhat panned on its first release. It took a while for people to accept it, and I do wonder what he'd think now, best part of 150 years after it first premiered. What would he think about hundreds of people all around the world, all learning and singing his lovely music? I think he'd be pleased. I really do. Well, everyone, do please hydrate yourselves. Emma says, Ben says, I can be a diva at home. Bring it on. There does need to be a little asterisk there, Emma. In terms of singing, yes, I take no responsibility for any diva-like behaviour you display to your family and friends. Okay, don't say Ben England said I could do it, because I'm afraid I'll say I didn't. Cheers, everyone. So now let's have a look. Let's have a look at the Anvil chorus. And this is from Il Trovatore. And this is another wonderful Verdi opera. And this one is a lot of fun. This one comes from the start, as you can see, of Act 2. It's a gypsy chorus. These are Spanish gypsies. To quote Blackadder, you know, this is a sprawling melodrama crammed with sizzling gypsies. And we're going to have lots and lots of fun with this one, primarily because, well, you are not only going to sing for us, but Mark and I have discussed this, and we're going to ask you to play your anvils as well. Now, if you don't happen to have an anvil, you can order one online, but you may prefer to get a decent pot or pan from the kitchen and a wooden spoon. And we'll go through next week when we're looking at this one about when and how to play. Obviously, you won't play I want to say this, and I'll say this many times, don't record your singing and play your anvils at the same time, okay? Because that's going to make the track unusable. You'll need to submit a separate anvil recording, and we will need to set up a special Dropbox folder. Please remind Mark when he gets back, please, Mark, for anvils, okay? But we're going to have a lot of fun with this one, and it's just so bright and so engaging. If you've ever seen this one performed live, well, it's just got such passion and such thump to it. So let's enjoy a little bit of this incredible chorus of gypsies. And it's got this wonderful, wonderful refrain. Chi del gitano I giorni a bella. And can I suggest, do some singing, okay? Sing along with the chorus when it comes along on page 31. Let's very quickly, just between us, this isn't official teaching yet, okay? Chi del gitano I giorni a bella. And notice I am using my hands to punctuate. It's essential, okay? When you're singing in Italian and when you're speaking in Italian, to really punctuate these important sounds. So, chi del gitano. Say with me. Chi del gitano, then I giorni a bella, and I giorni a bella. Very, very nice, everyone. And then chi del gitano I giorni a bella, chi I giorni a bella. And here, for those who haven't sung in Italian before, just on that last bar on page 31, giornia, those two sounds pushed together. Giornia bella. And then chi del gitano I giorna bella, la zingarella. Okay, let's have a sing along with it. Just have fun. We're learning this one officially next week, but each time that refrain comes back, I want to hear you singing along. If you have a pot and pan, why not get it out? Your family and friends won't mind. Your neighbours will love it. Okay, let's have some fun. Here we go, everyone. Alison says, I would like to have Ben order an Italian meal for me. As long as you like spaghetti, you'll be fine. Here we go, the Anvil chorus.
mani. Bardella.
Here we go.
Chi nel ritorno i giorni è bella. Chi nel ritorno i giorni è bella. Chi giorni è bella. Chi nel gitano i giorni è bella. La signorella. Alzami un tratto. Plena il coraggio, il corpo e l'anima, treggon dal bere. Guarda, guarda, nel solo raggio brilla più vivido nel tuo bicchiere. Allopra, allopra.
Here we go.
La signorella, la signorella, la signorella.
Oh, marvelous stuff. Well done, everyone. Now, before we carry on and look at the remaining pieces, let me just address an important operatic elephant in the room. And several people have already spotted there doesn't seem to be an awful lot in the way of specific lines written for the altos. Now, that is absolutely true. And if you've noticed in the casting, we have a soprano and a mezzo soprano. So if you are a first alto, you'll be singing mezzo, and your high notes will usually be around an E. If you're a second alto, for this course, we're going to invite you, of course, please, to sing the wonderful tenor lines. We're not going to add in alto parts where they weren't written. Having said that, in the Verdi, this wonderful last piece, Va Pensiero, there are some nice lines which will fit very comfortably in the alto range. But otherwise, you have the option to sing with the sopranos, to sing with the tenors, whichever is comfortable for you. Now, on that, vitally, this next piece, which is just talking about the humming chorus and the circumstances in the opera that it comes, and it's just such a beautiful piece. It's so moving. Now, this comes from Madame Butterfly, and this is Puccini. Now, when Mark and I were discussing these pieces, this is the one that he absolutely had to have, because Mark is an enormous Puccini nerd. And I use that word with the greatest love, speaking as a nerd for so many composers. Every time we speak about Puccini, I can hear Mark's eyes glazing over and just the beauty of it all just coming upon him. And he said, we have to have the humming chorus. Now, those of you who are worried about singing in Italian and French, of course, we have to hum here, and pronunciation-wise, it's not so much of an issue. But if you notice, sopranos, it goes up rather high. Tenors, it goes up to B flat, and there's no bass part and there's no alto part. Well, this is SIC. And so we are going to ask you to sing whichever part is comfortable for you. And basses, we're going to ask you to sing that octave below the tenors. And I know there are purists out there who are going, oh, my goodness me. But this is SIC, and we can do things differently. And so we're going to sing whichever part suits us. Altos, I'm going to ask you to sing with the tenors on this one to give them a bit of support, particularly on the B flat. And basses, you're going to be the octave below. Now, if there are any octavists from the Russian week, then maybe you could sing everything 2 octaves below. We'll discuss that. Send me an email, okay? If you want to sing everything ridiculously low. But in all seriousness, we want everyone to be involved in everything. And so what I think we should do now is to have a little look at this. If you've got your scores ready, do have a drink, because we've got 2 more pieces to enjoy tonight. But I'd like to do a little bit of actual singing. Now, I saw Dorothy's comment, humming is not singing. Dorothy, I disagree. It is absolutely singing. And, you know, I think these singers who have recorded for us would agree, and particularly when you get up to the B flat. Now, for those of you who don't know Madame Butterfly, it is, of course, a tragedy. If we think about what we've heard tonight, you know, La Traviata, where the heroine dies in the end. Carmen, what happens to Carmen? Oh, yes, she dies. And then in the Anvil chorus, what happens to Leonora in the end? Oh, yes, she dies, yes. And so you're starting to spot a theme here, everyone. Then in Madame Butterfly, Chocho-san, and Chocho is the Japanese for butterfly. San is the title for respect, so Madame Butterfly. What happens to her in the end? Oh yes, I'm afraid she dies rather horribly. Well, I won't spoil it, but there's a character called Abigail in Nabucco. I'll tell you what happens to her in a minute. So we're starting to see that that in these operas there is a bit of a theme. It's got life in all its glory, love, laughter, and tragedy, often involving horrible suicide. Now, Madame Butterfly is very much along those lines. The story of a woman who falls for an American called Pinkerton, who bears his child. He leaves Japan, promises to return, and she counts the days, can't wait for him to return, has his baby, and then when he does return, he's with his American wife, who's come to take the child away. I'm getting choked up just telling you the story. She gives him the child, puts a blindfold on the child, goes behind a screen and stabs herself. This scene that we'll be singing from is in between acts 2 and 3, and it is just so beautiful, and it just gives away none of the tragedy that is to follow. And it's a lullaby. It's a hummed song with the chorus to this tiny baby, who of course is completely innocent and all this, knows nothing of what's going on. So let's have a listen to it, and then we'll sing along with it. Okay, so this one starts on page 38 of our score, and just follow along. Now remember, if you're a bass, you're going to want to sing an octave lower, or if you'd like to start with the tenors and then drop down to the F, whichever is comfortable for you. Altos, I would suggest sing with the tenors. Okay, everyone? Sorry, Butterfly gets me every time. Here we go. Here's the humming chorus. That's just so lovely. I need to have a drink. Oh, Mark, what have you done to me? Oh, goodness me. It's such a sad opera. No, lots of people saying, people saying I'm lost. I would have said it's from but no, in all seriousness, once you get to grips with the shape of this one, folks, it's just so beautiful to sing. People saying definite similarities with Bring Him Home. Yes, except this is good. That's all I'll say. Okay. Apologies to any Les Mis fans out there, all three of you. Now, let's have a little look at that. So we're going to go from the top of page 38. Don't get me wrong. I love a bit of Les Mis. Just having done however many operas, dozens and dozens of operas, I've heard all of the tracks from Les Mis sung as auditions by thousands and thousands of people. So frankly, I could just do with a break from it, which is why this is so lovely. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So it's in four. So you get this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and notice Chris, and our wonderful pianist Chris, is pulling back on those quavers leading into each part. That's called rubato. That is flexible tempo, and I really can't thank Chris enough. I'm sure you agree. His playing is impeccable. You can really hear the Steinway. So anyway, you get da da dum dum chum chum chum, and then we sing. Let me take a breath. Okay, so we're now at the bottom of page 38. Let's sing that all together, shall we? From the start, I saw Linda saying, I've already learned all the words. Fantastic. Oh, I stirred up a hornet's nest. Oh, how dare you. Sorry, Claire. Don't get me wrong. I've sung so much of Les Mis, and I really don't mind it, but I love this. Okay, so let's sing together. Here we go. Take a deep breath. Very gentle. And... Okay, now we rise to the fifth. This is where basses might want to drop. Altos here, sopranos here. And so the last two bars of page 38, it goes. Okay, just let me play you that line. Okay, so the last two bars of 38. And by the way, we're going to rehearse this humming chorus at these full choir rehearsals so that everyone's involved. All right? So the last two bars of 38, it is 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Then we get quieter. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's sing that together, shall we, please, everyone? Last two bars of 38. 3, 4. because he's a brilliant composer. Puccini takes us back to where we expect. Okay, so a restatement there of the opening, just with the little quavers leading in. Okay, so let's sing that, shall we, please? So this is page 38 in your score pack, the second line down, second bar. Okay, whichever octave suits you. Ready? A 1, 2, and. Now, this is where things really get very, very beautiful and very, very challenging. We go up to B flat, which is a very, very high note for sopranos and for tenors, so whichever octave suits you. And it goes on. This is page 40, third bar. It is. Okay, we'll stop there. Just listen to that melody. Okay, it has one of my favorite harmonic shifts in the entire program that we're doing. So from the third bar at 40, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's the one. 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then we're on the last page. Shall we sing together, everyone, from page 40? People are recommending as the hum. Well, whichever is best for you, though I'm pretty sure our singers have sung So let's, if we don't mind, let's try for now. If it isn't manageable, by all means sing but they are different sounds, all right? Let's sing from that B flat, whichever octave suits you. Octavists, down there. Okay, third bar on page 40. Here we are, 2, 3, 4. And then and this is the little passage that brings us back to the opening. And so we've over the page we've sung this F, and then we sing. Okay, so let's sing from the second note on page 41, everyone. 1, 2. Let me sing. And there we have it. Why don't we sing it all the way through, everyone? We'll work on this one again next week in both our full choir rehearsal and during our sectionals. But I just wanted you to have a chance to learn one of these pieces. And because it is deceptively simple, I thought we could have a bit of a sing for it tonight. So remember, this is to be sung as the backdrop to a nursery scene with a baby falling asleep. And I think Anne said, not too loud, you'll wake up the baby, everyone. All right. So I would recommend, if you don't mind, because it is supposed to be relaxed. All right. Jane has said, makes you clench your jaw. And I think just a gentle sound. If it's too high, drop down the octave, whatever suits you. Okay, so your first note here, and let's enjoy the wonderful, wonderful soloists and Chris on the piano. Here is the humming chorus from Madame Butterfly. Enjoy, everyone. Well done, everyone. Fantastic. And I hope you enjoyed learning that. We will be looking at it over the next couple of weeks. Now, a couple of people are just commenting about the recording. I am sorry. The soprano recording isn't brilliant. And I think what happened is, because this is the first time these singers have worked with us and done this work in isolation, what happened is, that because this is such a rich, vibrant sound that the soprano is putting out, I'm afraid the recording device couldn't quite cope. And it's what we call clipped. That means it's been slightly distorted. So we have asked her to send us another recording, which we'll use for the final tracks. But as guides, I'm sure you'll agree, she's done a magnificent job, and really better than I think I could do singing along at this. So she has hummed all the way through. When it seems to ring, when you get that slight harmonics, that is just a digital artifact. We've tried to clean it up a little bit for us to use. But rest assured, we are working hard behind the scenes to make sure everything sounds just right. And of course, when you sing it and it's all blended together, it's going to be magical. Now, everyone, we come to the last piece in our program. And this one, oh, it's probably, dare I say, the best known of all five. It's certainly one that I've performed more than any of the others. I've performed this at weddings, I performed it at christenings, I performed it at funerals. This is Va Pensiero, Fly Thought on Golden Wings. And this is the song of the slaves. Because the plot of Nabucco, this is Nebuchadnezzar, of course, it follows the plight of the Jews and their journey out of Egypt. And really, this is a song of love and really respect for homeland and of place and of time. And this is just such a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. We've put it at the very end, I think, because of all five, and I include the humming chorus, which we've just enjoyed and held tears back for. This is the one that when we sing, it's going to sound absolutely staggering, and is going to reduce many of us, I think, to absolute puddles. So really looking forward to teaching this and all of the pieces to you. Remember, sing what you are comfortable singing. If things go too high, drop down to another part. Please, if you have the voice to do it, submit multiple parts. Don't forget your pots and pans for the anvils. And this one, I'm going to ask everyone to dig deep and sing from the heart. Now, I mentioned, as we have a bit of a running theme throughout tonight, each one of the operas, there is a tragic death. Well, at the end, Abigail, who is not the daughter of Nebuchadnezzar, she's a daughter of the slaves, but she becomes queen of Egypt. But in the end, she dies, ladies and gentlemen. It does seem to be a theme, as Bugs Bunny memorably said, what do you expect in an opera? A happy ending? So, well, I think this is as happy an ending as we could ask for. So let's enjoy and sing along, if you know it, the beautiful, beautiful Va Pensiero. And then I will be seeing the tenors tomorrow, and the rest of you throughout the week. I'm so glad that you're here learning these pieces with me. It is a bold new venture, and you can say to people, I was there at the start, at the very first self-isolation choir opera project, because there are going to be many more. We have a whole new world, a whole new art form in front of us, and such great things are going to follow. So let's enjoy, everyone, the beautiful Va Pensiero. Here we go. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. I can see from the comments how much that piece means to so many of you. It means a huge amount to me. And so I'm delighted to say that our first opera course is off and running. We'll be back in just an hour and a half with the great Donald Palumbo. Don't miss a chance to meet and chat with Donald. He's going to be reading your comments. If you have questions for genuinely one of the absolute best chorus masters in the world, well, then you're going to want to join us live. And if you can't join us live, remember, he's back again next Monday. So do try and come along to at least one of those sessions to meet Donald. He is absolutely brilliant. Now, I'll see the tenors tomorrow and the rest of you later this week. Just to say, we're going to be looking this week at the Habanera and that lovely Va Pensiero. And then next week, we'll look at the Brindisi and the Anvil chorus. So you've got a week to get your saucepans / anvils ready. And of course, the humming chorus we will learn throughout. Such a pleasure to see you all, ladies and gentlemen. Have fun on this course, as they say, toi, toi, toi. And I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye, folks.